Hello, everybody. Let me share my screen and then begin. Here, you should be seeing my screen now.
Yeah, you can see your screen now.
Perfect. Excellent. So good morning or afternoon, it depends. I don't know the time zones, but hello, everybody. My name is Fernando Covesino, as Ashley shared. I'm currently with Proactivanet as a business development consultant. Before I worked for Microsoft, Deloitte, and Inetum. And today I am going to present how GAM or GAM leverage Proactivanet for holistic asset management and process optimization. To start, I would like to challenge you to think beyond what's usually expected from IT tools. What if your asset and service management solution could do much more than just IT? Doing IT is critical, but today we will explore how GAM turned Proactivanet into this holistic asset management and process optimization tool, and most importantly, how you can apply similar strategies to maximize your ITAM and ITSM investments. To start, let's talk a little bit about GAM. GAM has come a long way since its foundation in 2003, so it's a 21-old company, evolving into the provider of comprehensive solutions for the industry that it is today. They started as a rental machinery company for heavy machinery. They currently, 21 years later, have more than 2,000 employees, 80 offices in 8 countries. They own 40,000 machines. They have a managed fleet of 650 million euros. And those machines, by the way, also include automatic guided vehicles, autonomous mobile robots. So it's a company that's in the cutting edge of their industry. They had Proactivanet in their IT department, but they were facing some challenges in their business lines. Okay, so let's first explore what those challenges were, and then we'll continue from there. So talking about the challenges they were experiences. First of all, they need to manage a diverse asset portfolio. They needed to keep track of asset locations, maintenance schedules, and utilizations. And remember, we're talking about 40,000 machines. And also, they had to balance equipment availability across their 80 branch offices and 120 service points. In terms of maintenance efficiency, they had to ensure proactive and cost-effective maintenance, and also that maintenance needed to reduce the downtime for their customers. And in terms of that maintenance efficiency, that included managing 350 mobile workshops and 800 specialized technicians to respond to their customer needs. And all of that had to be done globally across the GAM operation in their 8 countries. Next, they had technological challenges. Believe it or not, this is a highly technical industry, and keeping up with innovation, it's key to remain competitive. And one key issue around digital transformation is effectively using data analytics to improve their decision making, because this is a very high volume business. And also, for the 21 years old company that has achieved so much in so little time, scalability is key. So they had to scale both their IT operations, but also their operational systems to support the growth in the business lines and their global expansion, because this is a company, again, founded in Asturias in Spain. Next, customer-related challenges. First of all, they needed to meet the customer's expectation. They had to provide quick service delivery while minimizing downtime for their customers, and they had to manage the high level of satisfaction for their customer base with personalized service. In their 21 years of existence, GAM has served 70,000 customers, So, I mean, again, a highly massive business. And of course, they had competitive pressure because differentiating from competitors by offering value-added services is key in this industry. They started as a rental company, but they had to very quickly evolve. And the challenge is how you enable those value-added services in an efficient way. Okay, so this is also key in this massive business. Finally, as you might imagine, cost optimization is also key. That includes reducing the operation and administrative costs, especially for the fleet that they manage and for the service management around the maintenance and all of that. And they had to improve the return of effect on investment on their managed fleet as well. And also key financially is the asset depreciation and lifecycle management, because they need to optimize the asset utilization while at the same time also planning for replacements or upgrades of the machines. Okay, so again, a very challenging business in which GAM has done so much in 21 years. They had Proactivanet installed for IT, the typical implementation of an ITIL tool, but they decided that Proactivanet was also the key solution to tackle all of these challenges, okay? And why did they consider Proactivanet capable of that? First of all, Proactivanet has very significant credentials. We are a high performer in G2. We are always highly regarded by Gartner, and by the way, in 2024, we are Gartner Customer's Choice. We have the most relevant ISO certifications for our business, including the Cloud Security Controls certification that certifies that we manage in a responsible way our cloud business, because we offer Proactivanet both on premises, but also as a service, as a software as a service mode, okay, or model. And we also have our processes certified by PeopleCert and others. Okay, so first of all, these credentials gave Proactivanet credibility within the management of GAM, but also our tool, first of all, is highly flexible and configurable. We have implemented Proactivanet in many scenarios. Basically, every aspect of the solution can be personalized. It is very user-friendly. We will see a screenshot of, for example, the user portal. Okay, so it's very friendly to use for end users and business users. We have extensive custom reporting capabilities, and GAM is also using these capabilities to provide the KPIs for the direction of the company. So the reports are directly embedded in the tool, and we have our own capabilities, but we have also very interesting features around integrating third-party reporting also into the tool. We have comprehensive ITSM and ITAM functionality. For example, in PeopleServe, we have 15 processes certified. So our customers in general, and GAM in particular, wouldn't miss any important functionality within Proactivanet. We have many strategies to enable rapid implementation. And we also have our own maturity model that guides our customers around how to best implement Proactivanet, in which orders, which modules, what to check before doing some specific implementation. So I think our maturity model, besides the technical features, our maturity model is also key for enabling successful and rapid implementation of our tool. That's a very extensive tool. We are scalable, both functional and technical. We have customers that we have, for example, in our ITSM modules, we have customers with more than 300, 400 technicians working concurrently. In our asset management module, we have customers with more than 100,000 assets managed within the product. So extremely extensive in terms also technically, not only functional. And this enabled GAM to integrate their new services lines, the business services line. And finally, something that I think is a key differentiator of Proactivanet and also extremely important for GAM is that we tightly integrate our ITSM and asset management modules, and all the processes are tightly integrated. And when you have, if you're a company that have a very extensive asset base and you need to manage those assets, but also the processes and the service management are important and related to those assets, that's extremely important. For example, they could schedule maintenance and have the assets related automatically to the maintenance schedules. Okay, so things like that that would integrate ITSM and IT asset management as well. Okay, so we saw the challenges. We saw now why Proactivanet was choose to tackle those challenges. And then now let's see how this transformation looked for GAM. And first of all, you see the elephant is part of their logo, so I use that also in this slide. And they have this tagline that they say, think big. Okay, I didn't want to translate their tagline, okay, but their tagline in short is think big. In the larger version, they say is you can only progress when you think big, and you can only advance if you look far. Okay, this is like their tagline, their motto, okay, that enables this amazing growth in the past 21 years. So how did this transformation look, and how did they apply this tagline into their transformation for the business? First of all, GAM recognized that IT tools like Proactivanet could do more than manage servers and software. Managing servers, software, and IT is extremely important, but they realized they could do more than that. They expanded its use to include their non-IT assets first, such as the heavy machinery, and then they include also the service processes. And by doing this, they unlocked a new level of potential for Proactivanet and the tool. Second, Proactivanet became a single source of truth, giving visibility into asset location, asset usage, and the asset conditions across the 8 countries and 80 branch offices that they manage. What this did is this reduced duplication, improved efficiency, and simplified global coordination among the different teams in GAM. Third, GAM automated processes like machinery maintenance and operational workflows. This reduced downtime, save time, and ensure consistent and reliable operations within the whole business. And finally, GAM used Proactivanet to unify asset and service management across all business lines. And again, this is why Proactivanet was so important. They needed to manage both asset and service management together. Okay, and this is again a key differentiator of Proactivanet. If we check at the easy of use that I mentioned before, this is, and of course the portal is Spanish, is in Spanish, okay, but the portal is fully customizable. In the top part, you will see that they have the catalog of tickets. These are like templates that they have for the most common tickets that they open. Their users can check their tickets. They have a quick introduction to how to use the portal. If you look below, they have the service catalog involving, I don't know, CRM, IT, human resources, finance, general services. So they can click at any of the places, and they can end users can check or they can ask or request different services from all the different areas. And this is like a limited profile that I am showing, because of course we cannot show confidential information in this presentation, but there are versions or profiles that through this personalized portal can see assets and all the management that I've been talking before. Okay, but imagine that they have the heavy machinery and they even have the the transit IDs and everything integrated into Proactivanet. I'm okay with time, I think. So what success looked like for GAM? First of all, they increased operational efficiency. I don't think that I need to go further into this metric. They improved service delivery metrics, and this they implemented the full service quality functionality of Proactivanet. So they manage SLA, OLAs, and so on, enhance customer satisfaction, they improve cost savings, they use data to make better decisions, and they became more competitive. I think my time is going to end in about 5 minutes, so I want to leave you with some lessons learned and best practices that you can take with you and apply this to your own companies. Okay, so first, as key takeaways for you, first, ITAM tools and practices can be leveraged to manage non-IT assets like machinery, vehicles, and even operational workflows. So look for opportunities to unify management and to streamline operations into your companies. ITIL tools are usually implemented in IT first, so you are uniquely positioned to enable this within your own companies. Second, prioritize integration for efficiency. For GAM, Proactivanet enables seamless communication between branches, technicians, and assets across the 8 countries they operate within. Third, keep in mind that what works for IT will most likely work for non-IT. For example, proactive management improves operational efficiency not only from IT. And I said proactive management, not Proactivanet management. Okay, so doing proactive instead of putting out fires is very important across all business lines in companies. So for GAM, Proactivanet help enable automated reminders, they prioritize repairs and deploy technicians efficiently. For GAM's ability to scale Proactivanet across multiple business line branches and countries made it possible for them to grow without losing operational efficiency. So when you pick an ITIL tool, invest in scalable solutions. Don't think only on the requirements for IT. Think that this is something that could be much bigger for your company than just managing IT. Again, managing IT is key. And finally, GAM's success was rooted in bringing IT operations and field technicians together on a single platform. This resulted not only on operational efficiency, but also created a competitive edge in a very demanding industry when differentiating is very difficult. And these tips for your organization. First of all, for ITIL tools, start with IT, where it is more natural to implement ITIL tools. And then when expanding, focus on areas where need is more critical or where quick wins are more possible, okay? I mean, you need to recruit your stakeholders and think whether you are going to have a higher impact with the less effort, okay? This is how GAM did it. Eventually, it expanded to everything, but for example, they did IT first, then they expanded asset management, and then they expanded service management. Second, break down silos between IT, operations, and field teams. This helped GAM improve response times and service delivery, and Proactivanet facilitated this collaboration by providing a shared platform that they could customize and extend. Third, you will need to allocate time and resources for team training to ensure the adoption and effective use of the tool. This doesn't happen overnight, and this doesn't happen without the proper training and dedication to making this possible. Four, data is key. For example, GAM use Proactivanet reporting tools and service level functionality to measure performance, to identify inefficiencies and make improvements. And I think that the functionality for service level agreements and operational agreements and underpinning contracts are key. We also in Proactivanet can manage third-party providers, so you can manage your suppliers, your contracts, etc. through Proactivanet. And those providers will also have will also be a link in the chain of servicing your end customer. So having a tool that enables you to manage suppliers and contracts and measure whether they are complying with their metrics is key. And finally, and this will end my presentation, when expanding, you need to define clear business goals. Okay, this is not just for the sake of implementing a tool. You need to define clear business goals, such as, for example, reduced downtime or faster services delivery, and map your ITSM and ITAM implementation to those outcomes. Okay, don't forget to keep an eye on the business goals that you have, and always keep the customer in sight. For example, in focus. For example, every change GAM implemented with Proactivanet improved their ability also to serve their customer base more efficiently and meet the industry demands. Okay, so this was my presentation. I hope this was useful and that GAM case was valuable for you and the key takeaways and the tips of the last slide. Thank you very much.
Fernando, thank you. That was a really great start to the day, and it was a very interesting presentation. I've just got one question that's come out of the audience. So earlier on in the presentation, you mentioned you started with a key focus on some of the challenges of GAM, and you said in your tips there to start small. You mentioned that you then extended to the solution beyond the core premise into wider areas. The question is, how did you manage to scale that effectively without compromising that very first objective of the project?
Okay, so how do you scale without compromising the IT functionality or for example, compromising your resources, things like that?
Yes.
Okay, for GAM, I hopefully have the right approach for this answer, but if not, let me know. But if I focus technically, GAM, for example, decided to use our SaaS solution to get Proactivanet through our cloud model, okay? So they don't need to worry about scaling technically or whether their infrastructure will support or not their implementation, or whether they would need more personnel to manage the technical operation of Proactivanet, okay? So that's one thing, okay, technically. And the other one that I think is important, if I go to the functional part, we do have, and I mentioned this maturity model. And this is very important because Proactivanet has a lot of modules and a lot of functionality on each module. It's completely IT focused, okay? We are a niche company. We're not a company that started somewhere and then decided to do ITIL, okay? We are a very niche company. A company, Proactivanet, was founded 26 years ago, okay? So it's a very mature company as well. We're actually older than GAM. And developing this maturity model for our customers is key, because if you don't have that, your customers will get lost, and you as a provider or a manufacturer will get lost along with your customer, okay? So you need to provide those frameworks. So I think hopefully I answered both technically and functional, how to expand without making a mess.
Awesome. Fernando, thank you very much for your presentation and your time today.
No, thank you, and thank you everybody attending the presentation.